The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season starts on June 1st, which puts coastal households about 5 weeks from a hard deadline. Here is the part nobody tells you. The counties most likely to lose power in a named storm have somewhere around 35 days to put 9 specific items on a shelf, and that is the entire prep floor for the season. Skip them, and the first 72 hours of any landfall is a scramble. Get them, and the whole season changes shape. This is FlintReady, survival knowledge, structured. The 9 items in this video come straight from FEMA's Basic Disaster Supplies Kit, the federal standard, with FlintReady pricing notes for the late spring 2026 market. Stay through item number 7. It is the one almost every list skips, and it is the one that costs the most when it is missing. Number 1, water storage. FEMA's number is 1 gallon per person per day for at least 3 days. For a family of 4, that is 12 gallons minimum, and that math gets worse the longer the outage runs. Bottled water cases are the first pallet to disappear when a storm enters the Gulf. A 40-pack of half-liter bottles runs $5 to $8 in a normal week, and $12 to $15 when the cone shifts. The cheaper play is 2 5-gallon food-grade jugs from a sporting goods or restaurant supply store. They are $15 to $25 each, refillable, and stacked flat in a closet. If even those are gone, the very last fallback is filling clean food-grade bottles from the tap the day before, then treating with 2 drops of unscented chlorine bleach per quart. Buy water now. Today is cheaper than every future day. Number 2, a NOAA weather radio with a hand crank. When the cell network goes down, and it will for at least a few hours after most landfalls, the National Weather Service broadcast is the single most reliable alert channel left standing. A solid hand crank radio with built-in solar, USB charging, a flashlight, and an alert tone runs $30 to $50. The brand matters less than 3 features. It must support the specific area message encoding standard, called SAME, so it only alerts for your county. It must have a hand crank in case batteries are dead, and it must broadcast on the 7 NOAA channels in the 162 MHz band. If the shelves are stripped, a basic AM and FM radio with fresh batteries is a partial fallback, but you lose the SAME alert tone, which is the feature that wakes you up at 3 a.m. Number 3, a portable power bank. The cell network usually comes back before grid power, which means a charged phone is your direct line to FEMA alerts, family check-ins, and insurance documentation. A 20,000 milliamp hour bank, the kind that fits in a glove box, runs $25 to $45 and recharges most phones 4 to 5 times. The next tier up, and the one we recommend if a household has the budget for it, is a true power station with solar input. The Grid Doctor 3300 from my Patriot Supply is a 3,300 watt-hour unit with EMP-protected electronics, paired with a 100-watt folding solar panel. That combination keeps a fridge, a router, lights, and phones running for days, not hours. The link is in the description below. If even a basic power bank is unavailable, a 12-volt outlet adapter for a vehicle is the last resort. A car battery is a 50 kilowatt-hour reserve sitting in the driveway. 2 power banks minimum, fully charged before June 1st. Number 4, non-perishable food for at least 72 hours. FEMA's baseline is 3 days per person, and the working number for most households is closer to 7. The cheapest reliable build is a mix of canned protein, peanut butter, shelf-stable milk, granola bars, and dried fruit. A working 3-day food kit for a family of 4 is $40 to $70 at a grocery store. Less with sale stacking. The next tier up is a freeze-dried bucket. Ready Hour and my Patriot Supply both ship 4-week kits in sealed totes that store for 25+ years. Those run $200 to $350 on the budget end and are linked below. Whatever the household buys, write the rotation date on the lid in marker. The most common mistake on this beat is buying it once and forgetting it for 10 years. Number 5, a real first aid kit. The $15 version from a drugstore is not a first aid kit, it is a Band-Aid kit. A working storm season kit needs trauma gauze, an actual tourniquet, sterile saline, antibiotic ointment, fabric tape, EMT shears, and a CPR shield. Pre-built kits in the $40 to $80 range from Adventure Medical Kits or My Medic cover the working baseline. If a household member takes a daily prescription, Call the pharmacy this week and ask about an emergency 30-day refill. Most coastal states have a statute that allows it during a declared storm event, and the phone call takes 10 minutes. That single phone call may be the most valuable thing on this entire list. Number 6, a flashlight with backup batteries. One flashlight per household member is the minimum. Headlamps are the right form factor for everything that needs two hands at night, which is most of what happens after a storm. A reliable LED headlamp runs $20 to $35. Pair it with a 12-pack of AA or AOA batteries, depending on the model, and store the batteries in their original sealed packaging. The fallback if alkaline batteries are out is a USB rechargeable headlamp paired with a power bank. Do not rely on phone flashlights as a primary. They drain the one device the household needs to keep alive for days. Number 7, waterproof document storage. This is the item every list skips and the one that costs the most when it is missing. After a storm, the people who recover fastest are the ones who can prove their insurance policy number, the year and VIN of their vehicle, the title to their house, the prescription numbers for everyone in the household, and the last 2 pay stubs. A waterproof and fireproof document bag is $25 to $60. Inside it goes copies of every insurance policy, the deed or lease, passports, social security cards, prescriptions, immunization records, and a USB drive with photos of every room of the house. Take the photos this week before there is a storm to react to. Insurance adjusters approve faster claims when the homeowner has time-stamped pre-storm photos. That bag pays for itself the first time it is needed. Number 8, a manual can opener. This is the cheapest item on the list and the most embarrassing one to be missing. Half the canned food in a typical pantry assumes a working electric can opener or a pull tab. After a hurricane, a percentage of cans simply will not open, and people end up bashing them against concrete. A solid manual can opener is $8 to $15. Buy 2. Put one in the kitchen drawer and one in the supply tote. The fallback is a multi-tool with a can opener blade, but a dedicated opener is faster and more reliable when wet hands are involved. Number 9, a basic dust mask. After a storm, the air inside a damaged home is full of mold spores, fiberglass insulation, drywall dust, and whatever the floodwater pushed inside. FEMA recommends N95 rated masks for any post-storm cleanup, including walking back into a home that took on water. A 10-pack of N95 masks runs $15 to $30. The fallback is a tightly woven bandana, which protects against gross particles but not airborne contaminants. If the household includes anyone with asthma, allergies, or a compromised immune system, double the supply. Mold growth begins within 24 to 48 hours of standing water. The mask is the difference between cleaning a house and a hospital visit. That is the 9. Water, NOAA radio, power bank, food, first aid, flashlight, document storage, can opener, mask. The basic build lands around $150 at mid-range pricing. Each item is on the FEMA Ready.gov standard, which means it has been pressure tested across thousands of named storms. The deadline is real. June 1st is 5 weeks away, and the items at the top of this list are the same ones that disappear first when a cone shifts. Drop a comment. What is the item that is hardest to find in your town when a storm forms? I read them all. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. Next week, we are doing a full power station and solar generator buying guide for households that want to upgrade past the basic kit. Stay prepared. FlintReady.com.